Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Forge Lines Forever. This is the final between Mephi and Adjux of the Legend of Stars Championship Tournament. And we're starting on Crossfire Canal with both players playing Seraphim. So they probably want to use the Zooies and stuff, but it's kind of boring that they went for a mirror matchup. So probably want to use Zooies, T2 hover. The large transport capacity is always useful on this map. You can do a lot of damage with drops. So let's see the build order. First engineer grabs a mechs and then goes to Hydro. Mechs and goes to the Hydro, yep. The second engineer will probably follow him to the Hydro, because you want to try and rush this Hydro. It's quite annoyingly placed. In terms of its distance, it's just, it doesn't time well with the air factory usually. I mean, if you don't send the first two engineers to it, then you can't rush it. You can't send, say, the second and third engineer. That's just too slow. So we'll see like 6 or 7 P-gens. 7 for adjux there. 6 for mephi, and then you see they just don't even build any more P-gens between the air factories because they'll get the Hydro. So if we look at mephi right now, there we go, 6 P-gens. Assisting the ACU now heavily, while he has a bit of mass. This guy has been reclaiming. It's quite a nice amount of reclaim for this guy. He gets all this shit here, which is quite nice. And then more around the place, and then he's ready to hop into the transport. But mephi is actually not making the transport out of this factory. He's making it the second one. The first one is just going to make air, anti-air units, and bombers. Adjux going for a bomber and a transport. He has no scout yet. There we see a couple of scouts pop out, and now interceptors. So he's going to have pretty good vision. His transport has been spotted. Hopefully he won't let his... Oh, where's this scout going? The bomber goes down. Transport is next on the list. Mephi's transport has gone to the left, and the bomber was heading there, could have done some damage, but got killed. His transport is not going to live. So, great start for mephi. Killed the bomber, killed the transport. His transport is safe. He dropped in multiple locations, which is better than what adjux had to do, which is drop in a single location. And now there's a bomber for mephi moving across. Oh, it looks like his transport will actually die. He can't protect it. Second transport has to come out. Has to be building right now. You can see adjux has actually finished his, so now adjux actually gained an advantage there because mephi was slow to realize he was going to lose his trans. He's still not making one and hasn't got one queued, so this is, that's going to be bad for him. Now adjux dropping here. Is he going to drop them all in the one place? He doesn't have an order queued, unfortunately. Also see some ecoing. You can eco quite quick on this map and start getting some max upgrades. Mephi is not doing that. Now we see mephi dropping across. His ACU is doing weird shit. Usually you would move, just build a land factory as soon as you can. But he just walked the whole way into the island and then kind of idled a bit. Not a huge fan of that, but we have Zooey spam incoming, and it's so annoying to deal with Zooies on a lot of these maps, but especially on this one. There's so many lanes on each island, so many plateaus that they can use, and you just send Zooies in every direction. This is a lot of Zooies as well, maybe too many in fact. Oh, that's that's a good idea. It's gonna grab some of these because he does have a lot and do even more damage with them by trying to get a drop away. He should try and kill this radar before the transport gets there, it looks like he's exactly doing that. Radar will die and it'll be much harder to see. Much harder to spot this transport. Let's see adjux radar coverage now. Big gap. It's adding another one extremely quickly. It also gets vaporized. That's quite sad for him, and we're gonna see transport it wasn't spotted, I think, by this air scout. There it goes, and these two inties at the front won't be enough to stop it. Adjux reacts immediately, but that's probably not fast enough, and it's a nice drop. And he could do some damage if he split attacks a lot of T1 P-gens. Actually, he could attack this, but there was a gunship right there, which is gonna minimize the damage. Still some damage. This wasn't built, but it's pretty far along, I think. Here we have more Zooies trying to harass. Now we have a T2 transport full of Zooies. Love that. T2 transports with Zooies can wipe bases, actually. I mean, if he dropped a T2 transport here instead of a T1, then it's going to do massive damage unless adjux has a bomber ready and waiting. This transport is going to be spotted, but it doesn't even matter. Because there's no way he's going to stop it. Gunship did a small amount of damage, but good job mephi for reacting instantly and avoiding these arties, which are just waiting to kill all of his arties. Over here we have a lot of Zooies on attack move, and they will kill this frigate. It's not dodging. Adjux being a bit dangerous with his air here. He's in no man's land, and it looks like he's gonna lose all of his air because of it. Don't want to be flying your air around with no idea what's going on. If you want to do that, bring some air scouts with your interceptors, so you have some radar, like having land scouts in your land army. Gunships for mephi. Doing a pretty good job, and he's kind of fine here. He's not taking much damage at all. Meanwhile, adjux is just getting huge amounts of damage done to him on this island, especially, and to a lesser extent on this island. And he's just, mephi can just grow his lead from here. He actually has nothas out. I like that. These P-gens are waiting to be sniped, and here come the nothas now. Inti's coming in to provide cover, and these Zooies quite annoying, but ultimately not going to achieve much in comparison to the nothas. He tries to ground fire in between both P-gens, but just miscalculates, or maybe they don't actually have the AoE required, but only kills one P-gen there, and it's immediately rebuilt. So not great damage there, unfortunately, for mephi. This gunship just killed the T1 mechs, or maybe two. Not a huge deal. There's a lot of reclaim on this map that you should grab. All this stuff, you should just clean up your islands like you have here, or your pizza slices. Still a lot on this one. Huge amounts here. See, there's a lot of rocks along. But I think reclaim is the last thing on adjux's mind. He's behind in almost every way. He has a really nice air force, but mephi is keeping up with him just about. And also mephi has the advantage in navy now. 4 factories up producing frigs for a while, and actually going to T2 navy as well. Cruisers are really excellent at this map. This drop comes off and basically wipes out the island now for adjux. Mephi has NGs here. He can get some factories up, get T2 support factory up as well, so to completely secure it with flak and everything. Meanwhile, adjux struggling desperately to do some damage, and he's just dying to gunships and stuff. No floating flak here. So Mephi should protect his air. He should be careful and not give away this advantage. That would be pretty much all adjux has now. If Mephi turns and he's getting caught, this is bad. It's bad for him, but he has the majority of his air force now returning. And let's see what see if adjux can actually win it. It looks like Mephi may have numbers. It's quite difficult to tell. I think neither of them are microing right now. They're just on attack move. And it looks like adjux looks like adjux is gonna win it. But as he does, there's a T2 transport flying past, dropping some tanks in. So adjux wins there. And now we have like several gunships, maybe 8 gunships moving in. He has to protect them. And he's not protecting them. Where are his interceptors going? Oh god. These gunships, meanwhile, they're just dying. If he flies over here, see there's already 5, 6, 7, 8 AA turrets maybe. Sadness. More gunships being built. Hopefully they'll be taken care of a bit better than these poor guys. RAS now done for Mephi. I wonder what he could do. They do ARAS. He's going T3 air now. What kind of power income does he have? Yeah, he will stall when he goes T3 air. Pretty sure. He's using a ton of mass and probably upgrading a lot of mexes at this time. One cruiser out, a lot of hover moving across the map, do some raiding. A lot of inties for adjux, but there's now ASF, so after a certain period of time it's gonna be fine. Adjux calls GG, realizes that it's completely over. It was over for quite a while. All those dead inties. Alright, on to the next game. Let me just find it in the replay vault. So that was quite strong performance from Mephi. adjux didn't really have much of a chance there at any stage, I think. Mephi just ground him down. So the next map, more water. More Seraphim. This is Eye of the Storm. So I think both players went Seraphim here again. Again, the Zuis are extremely annoying to deal with on this map, because all these plateaus sticking out that you can raid with Zuis from the water. All of these are vulnerable. Almost every mechs can be hit by Zuis from the water, like all these 3, this one probably, these 2, these 3, 4 probably, these 2, these 3 and 4. Yeah, like I mean, it's an absurd number of mexes. Meanwhile, frigates can't hit jack shit. So that's why they're going Seraphim, I would assume. So you get the normal build. Factory, 2 mexes, 3 factory, 2 pigeons, 3 mexes, 3 pigeons. So you make 5 pigeons and an air factory. These guys make hydro, air factory, and then spam power and more air. Or a land factory. See here, 5 pigeons, air factory, and then you walk after the air factory. Gotta grab the rocks. Gotta use several NGs to expand this way because there's quite a long distance and several mexes to take. And we'll usually see a Zooey to mid. That often happens. You just have to be careful. See, once you send a Zooey to mid, it's all about micro. That if your opponent is microing his NG, he can actually reclaim the Zooey if you're not careful. And also he's gonna have to dodge the Zooey shots with that engineer, which is not super easy because engineers aren't the most agile of units. So we have 2 tanks sent to the top. Only 1 from Mephi there, and actually the bomber may be spotted. Yeah, that's extremely difficult to spot. I don't think he saw that because he's moving to mid. Oh, he may have heard that. He heard the bomb drop. Nice micro. This tank just killed Mephi's, which had survived the first engagement thanks to this bomber. There's nice micro. 2 bombs dropped, and no, 3 engineers killed. Vicious bomber from Mephi, and that gives them a nice advantage. I mean, this guy would probably just die anyway, but killing these 2 here, this almost complete factory, this guy expanding, that's painful. Now we have a transport. Transports are great in this map. You can drop the plateaus to expand. You can drop your opponent's plateaus to capture them for yourself. And also dropping corners is very useful, especially if you're Mephi who likes to go mid. The way to counter the guy going mid is to go one side, drop the other side as fast as you can, get PD, get some support up there. That's what you do versus someone in mid, and then they're gonna have to choose. They can move this way or they can move to your ACU. They're probably not gonna move to your ACU, they're probably gonna move up here, so you just need to delay this as much as possible. As they're doing, get that PD up, get the mexes, hold the mexes for as long as possible. And yeah, factory to get some Zooeys out, which will help you defend. Bit of a hot LZ there for those inties. Let's slow it down a bit now. So we got two subs. Mephi just going straight for subs, and then moving to frigates. Hopefully to just bypass the frigates and get to the production, which he is killing now. This guy is actually supposed to be attacking the frigate, but he is killing the factory, which is quite good as well. So now the subs will kill the torp launcher eventually, I'm sure. Or actually no, they won't. Now there's enough build power that third sub appears, but the second one is now dead, and this one's getting reclaimed, and this torp launcher is gonna live. It's maybe the most expensive torp launcher ever created, but it's still alive. And there's so much resources pumped into that by those engineers, and now, so that's really painful, and there was a huge power stall while he was doing that. And the top gets overrun. This is far too quick, really. You don't want to see this happening. That's basically, I think it's just eco management there. I think he was building this T2P gen as all of this was happening, so he ends up losing the top because he can't build any units or factories up there. He manages to save this torp launcher, but he had to spend a lot of resources, and now we have raids, units dropped onto this plateau. Here we have an NG dropped here, great move. No point dropping a tank and killing it, when you can drop an engineer and capture it, it's much better. Like we saw in Roanoke with Mephi versus Bloodier, where Bloodier dropped NGs to the back islands to capture the mexes. So we have one T2 mex, and we have T2 air coming, bombers raiding, 3 bombers kill a mex in one pass. That's Mephi losing his transport, unfortunately. And here, you don't want to have to build PDs here, but if you do, you do. And let's see. Looks like PD is gonna die. Oh, we have several tanks dropped here, and even an AA gun. And there's actually enough numbers here that they are gonna win this fight versus these tanks they drop on top of. And he drops even more. Oh my god, this is vicious. These drops are excellent. This factory's gonna die. All these mechs are gonna die. This PD is now gonna die. And I don't see how adjux deals with this. Now, a lot of build power just died, and actually these E-gens are gonna die next, probably. Over here, extremely even air fight. Looks like adjux will win it, but given that a lot of his build power is dead and a lot of those P-gens just died, he's not going to have air for long, I think. Mephi should probably just think about protecting these for another 30 seconds or a minute, and then... Well, actually, adjux calls GG. There's Zuis coming from mid. That's one actually great reason to have mid, is being able to use it as a staging ground for Zuis and also engineers for naval reclaim. But he had Zuis killing the build power in this T2 factory, and now from here there's, well, these Zuis are just going to kill everything. Can kill the torp launcher and then send in the subs. He can just ground fire this building destro so that it never builds. Tanks moving in here. This P-gen is gonna surely die. No map control anymore. This is dead. He probably just gets sniped here anyway. So again, Mephi just grinds adjux down, and the drops were great. You saw the drop here, multiple drops to this location to kill it. He managed to not be denied this for very long at all, which was crucial, and I think it came down to just some eco management. Heavy power stall at the wrong time cost adjux a lot. Okay, third game coming up. It is 2-0 to Mephi right now. He needs one more game to become Legend of the Stars tournament champion. Champion of 2016. So let's see if he can do it in this map. Oh boy, 20x20 Seraphim Outpost 4v4 map by none other than Speed 2. And this is the team game map. Not a 1v1 map. We're playing 1v1 on it. So how the fuck do you play this map? Well, this is basically APM, one of the heaviest, APM heaviest games. Maps. You have to drop in tons of locations, lots of places. You just gotta drop, and you gotta spam factories, and yeah, just try and fight for map control with lots of T1 spam from multiple locations. Reclaim, I mean, you got so much to worry about that, you know, grabbing lots of reclaim is not a huge deal past a certain point of the game. I guess you can just patrol lots of engineers around the map, but you're going to be trying to fight most of the. I think the most important part of the game is the first 5 minutes, 5, 6, 7 minutes, where you see where the drops land, who pulls off the drops, where are they dropping. After that point, you can often say where the map is going to go. And also, once you're out of that initial dropping stage and proxy basing, and you have your proxies set up, then I think we'll see T2 air appear very quickly after that point. Because the map is so spread out and you can do a lot with gunships. This is 20x20 map, it's fucking huge, so air is great. So if adjux looks like he's going second air. Transport rush, no doubt. And mephi mephi is all in on the air game. 5 air factories planned and huge grids of templates, PGen templates. Really nice kill for adjux there. Labs are great in this map. And you can see he has somewhere to hide as well. He's just going to fall back here and see if there's another NG expanding in this direction. There isn't, unfortunately for him, but there you go. So we have transport already on the way for adjux. He actually he scouts this mantis, and so he's forced to not drop here. Also loses transport to a single interceptor. That really sucks for him. It's really painful. And now he's not building a PD, he's building factories. And so he loses 2 of those NGs. Maybe he'll lose more. Third one goes down, that's unfortunate. Meanwhile, mephi dropping to this location. Really like this. Also like this lab. I need to slow this down now. Nice lab kill here. But yeah, this drop is really good. So I mean, it's where adjux would want to drop, really. And so he can set up there and try and essentially secure this entire area of the map using this drop. He needs to react fast though to get building, but we have spam in the middle that he's gonna have to deal with if he wants to get any of these mexes, especially over here. So there's gonna be mantis heading this way and to raid in several locations that he's gonna have to deal with. It looks like adjux wins air here and has another transport out. mephi cleaning up this lab with a bomber. Not the worst idea. And also has paused. It looks like he has enough power at the minute. Maybe time for another transport or more NGs at least. So this side now has to be dropped next for someone. There's that raid showing up. adjux now moving across this side. He only has 2 NGs on board. Perhaps he already dropped this guy here. And adjux sees this is not going to make him happy. Seeing there's already something here. There is an opportunity to actually drop down this way, which would be quite interesting. So mephi seems to have forgotten about his drop. He's also not dropping over here. He moved to the right with this drop, which is strange, I think. And this is really painful now. Mantis doing some damage. He didn't make any spam really in in this main area for a long time. He's making a lot of interceptors and making a lot of air factories. I guess not a lot. He only made the 2, but his spam is extremely slow, and he's paying for it now. This expansion, which has to be his, is now dead. Over here, adjux getting some factories up, and that looks good for him in this area. Meanwhile, mantis all over behind here that have to be cleaned up. Time to put this transport to work again. You need to, on a map like this, you just have to be dropping constantly, no downtime. Dropping on hydros back here would be pretty nice, I think. He could drop here. He could drop here. Can drop into these cavities. You actually have to get these mexes. Unless maybe an ACU can reach in there and build them. But yeah, there's a lot of places you can drop, so you want to have your transport, or maybe even have 2 transports and just have them always going, always moving NGs around to where you need them. Certainly hydros are a good idea because there's so many mexes, and they're much better than T1 PGens. 3rd air factory going up, 4th, 5th maybe on the way, but you can see what I was saying about, you can see where the game is going to go after 6-7 minutes. Mephi is not looking good. If he had this expansion the whole time, if he had defended it, if he had a PD up, I think it would be pretty nice for him, but oh no, he's actually going to lose this expansion as well. That's really painful. He can't afford that, really. So let's see if he can do something with Zert. Good bomb here, but there's 3 factories up, or almost 3, so. And couple Mantis, will he realize? No, he won't. The NGs go down. So not great there. Looks really good for adjux. You can just see how much of the map he can see right now. He has to know he's doing well. This is great for him. He's denied the drop, so he knows there's nothing here. Denied this. It's basically denied 2 mexes with that 1 mantis. It's going to take a while for those to rebuild. Over here, looks like he can secure this choke with the PD before the mantis move in. He has a lot of mass in the bank, so I think we can see a T2P gen. That would be a great idea, considering the mass he has right now. And again, killing this position, at least killing some stuff, getting a bit of raiding done. These mantis at the back just being very annoying. Might be good to put these on a patrol route just across a couple of mexes to try and maximize their damage. They have to spam moving in through this tiny choke here from the right hand side, but it looks like he can use the spam to defend it. See, there's a problem here that this is not a really great place to attack from. One, it's a tiny choke, and there's another tiny choke here, just small walls would stop it. But also, if he wants to attack this way and this way, it's not the greatest, because he's attacking basically the same position and from 2 places when adjux can defend it with the same army, more or less. And meanwhile, while he's attacking 2 ways this way, he's suffering damage on the left. ACU is pushed up quite far, has to take some risks at this stage. Has to be aggressive because I'm sure he knows he's behind. Some nice tryharding reclaim here. Never understand these phantom orders that don't actually exist, but there you go. This position dies again. Still hasn't got these mexes back here. You can see a couple of mexes not done here. And of course nothing on the left whatsoever. I have a drop, but he now remembers it. That's good, that's good. And this guy actually somehow got an order to build this shit. This T2. And now, oh no. 2 mexes upgrading to T3 for mephi. Oh shit. It's a game-ending misclick. He hasn't realized. He thinks it's T1 to T2, but that is That is T2 to T3. That's so fucked. Now he has to hide in the water. There's too much air about. And he has just three anti-airs, and actually they're all over here. Which looks like it's just gonna die to land. No PD. I think you always have to have a PD, really. Buys so much time. Really an invaluable thing. But this, oh god, that is so sad. There's no way he can ever come back in this game now. Adjux going to T2 land. And actually this has staved off enough production coming out of these factories to hold Adjux back, or maybe he just retreated a bit prematurely, because that's significant. That would kill this. So I guess he will kill it shortly. Mephi running away. Can't even stay in the water really, because obviously could be torp bombers about to force him out or just kill him. No idea how these engines got here. Some settlers on an expedition, and Mephi says GG. Probably realized now that he has 2 T3 mexes over halfway.
That's what I love to see. Burn, baby, burn.
That, yeah, that's so sad. So much mass wasted into those mexes. But he was definitely behind already. Adjux played well, and we saw after the initial dropping, you see where the map is going, and we saw Mephi's drop to the left just cut out, so Adjux basically gets all this till Mephi makes a late drop here to try and contest it. It's not really possible for that to work. This was huge, losing these mexes for the vast majority of the game. Nice rating at the back, much better than what Mephi was able to do, I think. Also the lab over here, and then Mantis over here doing damage, and Mephi, although he got the right side, he was kind of slow getting it and didn't do much damage with his rating. Did some at the back certainly, but Adjux did well, defended it well. And then yeah, Mephi didn't ever really have air control, and not enough spam in the middle portion of the map, and yeah, Adjux just outplayed him here. And then of course we have the horrible misclick of 2 T3 mexes. Damn, he would have had so much eco from them. Would have been absurd. Anyway, let's see the next game. So we go from 20x20 to 5x5. And the map Crimson Feud. Not really a fan of this 5x5 map. It's by Lionheart. I'm pretty sure it's by Lionheart. Maybe I'm wrong. Well, anyway, I think it's by Lionheart. Yeah, 5x5. A lot of mass in your base. Reclaim to get you going. Also reclaiming the expansion, which you want to rush for. And reclaiming mid you want to get as well. So lots of mass all around. Also 2 hydrocarbons. So this is spam and gun is the order of the day here. I believe it's pretty much how it goes. Be efficient. Don't let all your pigeons die to bombers, etc. Now the question is always, I think, where does the ACU go? So moving to the side seems good. You know, secure 4 mexes. Grab the reclaim. But it's quite dangerous. I think you can control game better if you're in mid. Control your opponent's movements better. And it's dangerous. You can get trapped in a corner if you go there. Or you can get basically left out of the game if your opponent moves their army correctly and you're stuck in the corner. So what we see is a rush with an NG. See a scout just to make sure there's no tanks coming. And so looks like mephi will get most of this mass, if not all. And over here, 2 tanks are better than 1. Especially adjux, tryhard microing. Nice. And he's gonna get all his mass and the mexes. mephi doesn't get all of it, gets most of it though. Got almost 4 wrecks, basically got 4 out of the 5 wrecks there. And adjux will move over his ACU and secure it. So we're definitely gonna have map control advantage at the very early stage for adjux. Also, it looks like tank advantage. Let's see. 9 tanks. 17 tanks, but there's a bomber. There goes 1 engineer. adjux has 0 air. He needs to... Well, actually, this is in a good position. He should... If he micros this air, anti-air, then he can kill it. Could have killed it a lot faster and saved some engineers. Also needs to keep the Celine near so he can actually see what's going on. And that bomber did a lot. Hell of a lot of kills there for that bomber. And this is terrible for adjux. Actually, mephi should have moved into these units. Try farm them as much as possible, presuming he knows the ACU is up here. But there was an opportunity there. mephi kind of turned badly and his ACU stopped shooting. Could have got several tank kills, which is really important in the early game, especially if you're at a tank disadvantage, which he is because he went for air. Farming kills with your ACU is great at that stage of the game, and it also helps you deep into the game as well. So adjux, we can see, got a PD up. He's going to leave that expansion now. And mephi's going to take this one with his ACU. But while he's taking this, adjux is going to be moving to mid. Another bomber here. We have 2 kills on him. 3, and he goes down. Now, transport. You do actually have... There are plateaus here that you have to drop. Where's mephi going? Oh, he's... Okay, that's good. He's afraid of this ACU doing a bit of a base push, because he does still have less tanks. And so he's retreating his ACU. He dropped a couple NGs there anyway. And now he's going to try and grab the other plateau here. Hopefully he doesn't get killed by this anti-air, which is mixed in. And it's quite dangerous. If the ACU comes in here and this tank army moves in, it's in danger of getting sandwiched. The transport does survive on half HP, and it looks like the tanks sort of get away with it a little bit. They didn't take too many hits from the tank army of adjux. And so both plateaus are gonna be mephi's. He has a PD going up here, but this advantage won't last forever. Or, well, this advantage will last for a long time, but it sort of needs time to materialize, because right now he has not enough tanks to defend his base by the looks of it. It's gonna be difficult. adjux is really all in here. Does he need this? Does he need to all in right now? Let's see what he can actually do. I think he doesn't have enough Zuis at the minute. He has 4. That's not great. He has a lot of tanks right now. And there doesn't seem to be a PD for mephi. But adjux does have OC, which is really important for him. If he can get in and OC some tanks. These guys here, there's a lot of bunched up stuff. mephi taking huge amount of damage now. PD looks like it's going to die to the Zuis. And actually this whole area is surely gonna die. Every single tank for adjux just moving through the middle of the map. And we see quite a lot of Zoos mixed in there. That's good to see. Maybe adjux needs to suck up some of this mass with his ACU as fast as he can. And add more factories as well, so that he can spend his power as well. If he gets this mass, he can spend more. But he's losing map control. He has lost map control, I should say, on the top and bottom, but it doesn't even matter. He's just continuing the pressure, and it's really dangerous for him. But he has the units, and he has the production, and he's doing some serious damage. If he kills these production, mephi needs to add more factories back here in a bit more safe position. But you can see he has NG's attack move reclaiming a lot of mass here for him. There is more production going up. He desperately needs it, but the tank advantage is actually growing for adjux, and it's doing huge amounts of work. It doesn't look like mephi can keep holding. Adjux also raiding, gonna kill this expansion. This is all dead. 2 factories, 4 mexes, and a hydro. So that's gonna mean less overcharges as well. 2 more factories about to die, and that's probably the death now. Another PD went down as well. No engineers are claiming anymore. Not enough factories. These B-gens are going to be quite vulnerable. The Zoos are going to get in here and do huge damage. And adjux has the HP advantage, just a slight one over mephi as well. And it looks like this could be it. Is this the final push in? mephi keeps retreating, eating some Zooey fire but dodging most of it. All the PDs are down. This would be a great target to hit right now. And it looks like that should be that. He is still trying to build more factories. That's what he desperately needs. He still has his P-gens, but now there's basically no tanks left. And mephi is going to get a vet, which is pretty nice for him, but it's not going to help at this stage. Actually building power on the ledges here, it's quite smart. But yeah, basically I think the initial move, how the fuck did you get so many units? Well, let's see the number of P-gens. Is 16 for adjux, 22 for, so about 30 P-gens for him, so that's basically double the amount of P-gens. Then you also have the fact that he made an air factory quite early. And the bomber did well, killed build power mostly in the base. Killed a lot of build power, but the bombers, they were okay, but not super good. And he had a tank disadvantage for the entire game because of that. When you have a tank disadvantage, then you don't trade as favorably, and so the tank disadvantage maintains itself like that. And then also at the very start we saw that there was an NG here, and he got the mexes, and the adjux got the mexes and the reclaim. And up here mephi got most of the reclaim, didn't get the mexes, and adjux took the mexes, and so he had both these expansions at the same time until mephi took this one back. Then also mephi invested in inties. I'm sure he made a couple inties, but he invested in a transport, and invested in grabbing these plateaus, and that will put you behind on tanks as well. Transports ain't cheap. So all these things, just sort of these small things built up, and adjux is able to use the advantage, the small, not that small tank advantage, and just made sure he kept fighting so that he could maintain the advantage, and eventually he broke through the main base, and because mephi just didn't have time to actually utilize the advantages he got from the plateau mexes, and his air didn't do enough damage. So yeah, that's that. That is 2-all, and we go to the best of 5 final map decider. And what a bizarre map to choose for the final of the biggest tournament of 2016. The biggest 1v1 tournament. I mean, Serenity Desert. Oh, not a fan of this map. So, this map, Serenity Desert, 10x10, both Cybran. So, what do you say about this map? Well, it seems shaped like some kind of Rorschach drawing. It's quite ugly to look at and ugly to play. But you can have some good games here, I suppose. So we got 2P-Gen second land, loving it. mephi is walking, don't like that at all. So you have a lot of reclaim in this map, you have tree reclaim, and you have a lot of rocks, like a couple thousand maybe. So that's why I don't like walking with the ACU to the Hydras. I would just chill here. Don't waste 10 build power walking really slowly to a Hydra. Just try to concentrate the build power and build everything as fast as possible. So we have a lab coming out, a scout to accompany him, and another lab, and another scout, and then we have Engies and some mantis and shit. Probably just see, oh no, we actually have a lab from adjux as well. He does like labs, doesn't he? Where's he headed? He's not sure. Okay, he's gone down here. mephi's labs, can't see where they're going. This guy going to here. Takes a little while for anyone to expand Engies to this place. Again, you can see big chunks of reclaim. There's just patches spread out around the map of reclaim, trees, sometimes, but always rocks. So adjux actually did walk slightly and then realized, hang on, I have this much mass, I have to spend it. Exactly my point. mephi reaches the Hydra, he's going to rush it very quickly. And then make some air factories. Or did he cancel those? Or what's going on? I can't actually select them. So yeah, adjux looks to be doing much better. We have the labs encountering each other, and mephi's comes out on top. He also keeps the scout alive. And 2 kills is a vet for a lab, so he can come back to full health in about a minute. Still so much mass, you can see just how much build power you need to use this mass in any reasonable amount of time. Hasn't even touched this pile of mass, or this one really. This is still here. So this is such a BO heavy map. It's kind of disgusting. Just have to whore more NGs at the start as hard as possible. Lab gets cut out. Also gives him intel that there's 2 mantis. Now those 2 mantis can basically go this way, or they can go this way. They're more likely to move to the top, so he knows there's going to be a couple mantis on the top shortly. It's good info to have. I don't see an air factory. Oh, bingo. Could have done with some adjacency, but there you go. When you're in a rush, you just throw it down. So we got an air factory. Mephi, now you can see, really trying to pump out as much shit as he can. A lot of build power making stuff right now. These 3 NGs building shit. Commander and 2 NGs building shit. This guy now getting some reclaim. These 3 building some factories as well. That's a lot of build power building stuff. So he's a bit late to the party, but he's gonna use that mass pretty sharpish now. Adjux just a bit slow on the hydrocarbon, but he's gonna use some tree reclaim to try and alleviate that, but it looks like the trees got broken, unfortunately. Here's that good old mephi bomber coming in now. Adjux, nice, has anti-airs. He should target because he doesn't have radar coverage. And oh, it's gonna kill reclaim. That sucks. But NG survives, which doesn't suck. So let's see, how do they move out of the early stage of the game? 'Cause it looks quite similar. Adjux has way more reclaim, way more, but he didn't really use it terribly well. He had a bit of a power problem, and he still has a ton of mass in the bank right now. He's 1k. This is a map definitely where you can rush T2 max, because what you struggle for at the start is build power, and well, T2 max, a T1 max has 13 build power that you can use at any time. So when you're on these super heavy mass maps, then mexes are a great source of build power. But then the thing is, you have to stop increasing your production, increasing your power at some stage, because you run out of this initial huge burst of mass, and this mass comes a bit later and a bit slower than the original reclaim piles, so it's quite difficult to balance your eco on this map. I have a bomber killing mantis, at least trying to, and failing. And the bomber does get taken out. The last action of that interceptor before he died. We have a strong group of mantis moving up the right now. You will see on this map drops. You can drop to this and try and secure it, get a PD, get a factory maybe to get some reclaim. And also here, this is great. I would always edge build a factory here, because and you just get this lovely reclaim, and also you can have arties cover these chokes, which is extremely useful and extremely annoying. Bit of a pause there. Adjux getting a PD is not feeling too safe, and it looks like mephi maybe a bit too aggressive with his air. There's some AA in the area. There's actually a lot of AA on top and essentially none on the bottom. So not the best distribution of AA there by Adjux. And there's the T2 max done, and one about a third of the way. Mephi is a bit behind. He's just upgrading his first now. Now if we look at reclaim numbers now, Adjux still ahead, but the gap has closed. it's quite annoying, the amount of T1 land around. It's quite difficult to deal with it because this top part of the map is just so open. It's just a huge flat area, and tanks could be anywhere. Radar is not very comprehensive. Like, you look at this, I mean, if you can get one right here where this mech is, then you cover all of it. But I mean, if you put one here, you don't see everything. You have to be basically right in the middle of the lane to see everything with the T1 radar. So it's quite difficult to get good intel on what's happening and where your opponent is moving his units. So let's see, we should see T2, I think. I think we'll see T3 rush. We'll go straight to LotS, probably, as is the cancer of the day. More eco for adjux. He just continues going, basically one by one mechs by one. Oh no, actually we have a T2 mechs here as well. This attack by mephi, he can win this fight because it's anti-airs, and actually the anti-airs are doing well, but they will die. But yeah, not a bad showing by the anti-airs in my opinion. That's pretty good, pretty powerful, but they do lose. Over here, bombers are gonna kill this expansion, and mephi seems to be slowly gaining an advantage. You can see dead mexes here. mephi is certainly missing some mexes around the map on this side, but you gotta feel that he has more map pressure. Large armies here in this area doing work, denying this reclaim field, which is quite tasty. This reclaim is never taken. There's still reclaim at the top for mephi to steal. Actually, Sky Slammer makes sure it gets close enough that it can't miss. It's chipping away at this T1 mechs. And it looks like there was a drop. He dropped up to here. And perhaps dropped over here as well. Trying to have NGs in all the reclaim spots and grab them all. This army wants to try and run around this commander. You do not want to engage that. But mephi is playing quite dangerously, I feel, with this army. I mean, he's so far forward, it's great to have that much pressure, and he has good land scouts in there, so you can see vaguely what's going on. But if that army was to get caught and he left a lot of reclaim, it will be quite bad for him. But as it is, it's basically allowing him to secure this without... doesn't allow any raids to get anywhere near here by having so much pressure in this area. Barring some maybe raids through mid. And actually, speaking of armies that get cut out and leave reclaim, that's exactly what happened to adjux's army down here at the bottom. That's quite painful. So now mephi also dropping around the place. Adjux doesn't catch this transport before it drops. He will catch it here. Some build power is still in there. And let's just take a look at the T3 rush. Oh no, we have rhinos planned. Okay. Adjux, meanwhile, where is the T2? Where's the tech switch? Because right now he just has less map control. He has the nice number of T2 mexes, but he can now see mephi as T2 land. A lot of mass in the bank. Could be upgrading, could be assisting some of these upgrades. That would be nice. But really the most important thing is to get to T2 right now. And also get some radar so your AC doesn't get killed. Raiding unit's gonna come in here and deny this. Some reclaim here. There's so many T1 wrecks just scattered around the place. to be sucked up. But now adjux is struggling for power. He's trying to get T2 air. He only has about 500-600 power income, which is not enough at this stage of the game. You can see here, looks like mephi's going T2 air right now. He is. He went T2 land, got a P-gen, and now going T2 air. What will we see? I think we'll see Corsairs. Now he sees a lot of units moving through mid. His production reroutes itself to try and deal with that. He has so many tanks on top. So many. And great rating here again. So he cancelled the T2 upgrade. Cancelled the T2 air upgrade for some reason. And now he's making it again. Damn, I think he fucked that up a bit. Not sure what happened exactly. Here you have adjux. Oh my god, and he drops a rhino. Rhino gets dropped in. And again, that's a situation where I think a commander should be moving towards the units and just try and kill as many of them as he can. But he's just gonna leave now. He feels he's basically has this game. Nice drop of 2 rhinos. They're gonna help this army immensely if he can push in. He can also look to steal some mexes, which should be his opponents. In mid, overwhelming numbers as well. Here we can see T2 air from adjux, and we have Corsairs on loop for mephi from his T2 air factory. Adjux wants to make some good ships, but this looks really good for mephi. He's winning this fight, leaving reclaim behind, which has a forward factory to allow him to grab that more easily. T2 mechs going down to this army. The drop of rhinos really made this possible. If it was just mantis, it would not have worked at all. Good job from adjux getting PD, and now reclaim. I think you really should be using walls on this map, because it is so open that you can just close it, close the map a bit, reduce the opportunity. These gunships gonna kill a lot of stuff with that AoE. You wanna try and aim at the center of the group if you can. So let's see, where are these Corsairs then? Oh, we have a huge air force coming in, far bigger than what adjux has. And mephi's gonna win air, and now he has 7 Corsairs. Even making a flak for his ACU just in case. So I think we're gonna see the Corsairs maybe find adjux's ACU, or at least kill all of the power in his base, I would say. And we'll probably see, well, it doesn't look like he has any interest in T3 land. He's just spamming Corsairs. Meanwhile, 2k mass in the bank. Probably meant to have these still producing, I would guess. But now his unit advantage is, well, he doesn't have one. He has a huge unit disadvantage right now. 91 mantis. No T2 land ever from adjux so far. And there's only 5 rhinos and 26 mantis, so it's just on the Corsairs now. It looks like they can do it. I think we'll just see a snipe. Yep, and that factory's going to T2. 3 rhinos here, 4 rhinos. It's not bad. Doesn't really matter. Let's see if adjux can dodge. Oh, look at that dodge. Just epic. Some people think you can't dodge Corsairs. Those people are wrong. Just watch adjux dance like a ballerina. Beautiful stuff. It's like over a dozen Corsairs and he's taken like 4k damage so far. And still dodging very well. But ultimately won't matter. Poof. There he goes. GG. Mephi is the Legend of Stars Championship tournament champion. That's a mouthful. Great comeback from adjux. He was 2-0 down, brought it back to 2-0, 2-2. But Mephi closed it out on Serenity Desert. Good old Cybran Corsairs. No LotS this time. I'm sure they would have come at some stage, if not for the Corsairs. So, well played, Mephi, throughout the tournament. Just beat everyone really, and quite convincingly in a lot of cases. So, yeah, well played. Thanks for watching.